This video will show you how to build a scope of service for your client. We will cover how to navigate to your scope of service, add items, taxes, or fees, tips for faster creation, and how to send your scope of service to your client. As you can see on my screen, I have a scope of service set up for you to review. A scope of service is your initial outline of services to your client that allows you to have more control of your items and pricing. First, let's review the scope of service. As you can see, the items are built out here in great detail. You want to make sure that you outline your services in detail to ensure your client understands what your company is providing and eliminates confusion as you move forward with your program. As I scroll down, you will see the multiple items with bullet points and the additional detail as provided. You can also add taxes, fees, or discounts, as well as the total of the item. And then at the bottom, you will notice that the total of all items are listed. Now, let's go back into Evid to review how to build a scope of service. Once you have been awarded business from your client, an email will be sent to you to build that scope of service. Once you click into your account, you'll be taken directly to that RFP to review the details of that awarded business, and there will be a new button called Build Scope of Service. By clicking on this button, it will take you directly to an editable screen to create that scope of service. First, let's review some of the basic information that is listed here at the top. You can see that you have the supplier contact information. I'm logged in as Emma today, but if I needed to change the contact from one of my colleagues, I can do that as well. You can see who prepared the RFP, their information, as well as a link to the RFP. I can include my own reference ID if I have my own internal system. I can also include my VAT or GST ID, and this is only if needed. And I can also select the currency. Here at the top, you can also see a history that logs all of the details from when your scope of service was sent, changes, as well as any RFP that was associated with it. You can attach a file. You can see any fees or taxes that you have set up, terms and conditions, as well as printing the document. Scrolling down, I can see I have a few options to create my scope of service faster. I have actually put together a product catalog of my services that I provide to my clients. Now, these are standard items that can be edited once you add them to your scope of service. By scrolling down, I can also see the event that I need to build my scope of service for. It's for the Sales Summit, and we need to add items to this particular event. First, if I have a product catalog built, I can quickly add the items here to my event. By clicking on the quantity, I can add the quantity needed. So I'll add my temporary staffing here, clicking add, and that's going to add that to my event. I can also add an item on the fly by clicking add line item. This allows me to add any item to my event. So say I'm going to be adding transportation. I will add a description of the transportation. You will want to add what you're providing. Is it airport transportation, transportation to a hotel? Are you providing a manifest? Again, you will want to make sure that you add as much detail as possible so you are communicating all the services that you're going to be providing to your client. You'll select the category. Again, you'll want to select the best category that fits for your item. You'll select the units, or we have a few additional options. You can add days, hours, person, or rooms. But we're going to stick with units today. You'll add your pricing. So my pricing for transportation is going to be $2,500. I can change the quantity, so we'll do a quantity of 10. You can also add the units if needed, as well as provide a discount. Once I click save, that item is going to be listed on my event. I can also add any fees or discounts to that event. By clicking on the category, it's going to give you a drop-down menu of additional fees as well as taxes that can be added. For today, I'm going to add a service charge. You can provide a description. Again, we always recommend that you provide descriptions to your clients so they truly understand what services you're going to be providing. You can add a flat amount. You can also use a percentage of the subtotal without taxes and fees, or a percentage of subtotal with fees. Going to add a flat amount. Click Save Changes, and that's going to be added to my event. A few tips and tricks that you may not know about. You can move items around by clicking on the bar here. You can select multiple items if you need to delete items in mass. You can also open up the items to see the description and if any fees or taxes are displayed. You can also add a note to your item to provide additional information if needed. This note can be shared with your client, or it can be an internal note to house internally for your company. For example, if I need to communicate, please provide signage for staffing. That note is saved. Once I click share with my client, an email will be sent. Click save, and now that note is listed on my item. You can also edit any of your items. If you have a product catalog item, you can always edit that item to be customized to your client. So for example, maybe I'm providing a lower price for my staff. Going to click on the unit price, update my pricing, and now click save, and that item's going to be saved. But it does not change my product catalog item here at the top. Once you've reviewed all of your items, your next step is to either save if you need to go back and make some changes at a future date and then send the client your scope of service. But once you are ready to send your scope of service, all you'll need to do is click send, and you'll get a confirmation that your scope of service has been successfully sent to your client. Now it is up for your client to review your scope of service and then flip it into a purchase order to move forward with your program. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our member service team at memberservice@evid.com, or you can go to evid.com/help for additional guides on how to create a scope of service for your client.